Hello, and how's it going today? And I'm back with another movie review. And this movie here is. At first, I thought it was going to be weird, and I'm not quite sure what to make or think of it. I found this movie originally on TikTok, and I thought this was kind of funny. I thought it was a comedy anyway, and I had to read the comments to see the name of it because some of these movies that they show on TikTok, some scenes of it, looks really interesting and fascinates me. So, it's called Jules. It's about this guy called Milton who lives in the suburbs because he's suburbitan or something like that, if you want to call it that. And he's not Ben Kingsley stars in, so I assume he's Ben Kingsley, I think. And he just lives by himself, and all of a sudden this UFO crashes in his backyard, and I'm thinking to myself, how can nobody hear that? That's another thing. That's one thing I want to point out. And I don't know how nobody could hear it because it was a loud banging, and he sees this alien, and he helps this alien out, and he talks, he communicates with the alien, never talks. And he gets friends involved like Joyce and I think Sandy, and they know about the end. They try to could communicate with it as well and see what's going on. And he has a daughter as well. This Mil has a daughter called Denise, and Denise thinks he's crazy and whatnot. People think he is, and then he goes to therapy and stuff. But that's not that important. And then this alien wants like cats or something like that to help him out with his ship, or her, whatever it is. I'm gonna assume it's a he because it's a name Jules. And yeah, so technically, because these aliens was drawing cats, and they only needed six cats to power up a spaceship. So I was a bit confused with that bit. So yeah, the reason why I talked about the movie like that is because it's not much to talk about in this movie necessarily, and I gotta say though, it is a sci-fi comedy, and it for me it wasn't. There was nothing funny in it. I thought it was going to be very humorous when I first saw this. When I first saw it, one of the scenes, but then in my head I was just like, now I don't know. I was like, is this going to be funny or not? Because at first I thought it was going to be weird. It was actually quite a nice movie. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen. It wasn't even funny, and the only reason it's sci-fi is because of the alien part. I don't know what to think of this movie, and I don't know how to rate it. And I gotta say though, it is quite, I don't know. It's got a nice. I was touched by this movie for some reason. It was quite heartwarming for some odd reason. It felt kind of beautiful, I guess, near the end. I mean, because it felt like he was getting really close to this alien, and he treated the alien as if it was a child of his. And I thought it was gonna be towards the end where he actually shows the alien off to that the mayor's place where they do like where these people go and talk about what they want and where they go to the mayor for something like that. I forgot what you call it, like a meeting or something. It actually wasn't like that necessarily. And obviously the men, not men in black, but obviously the government agents come to find his UFO and stuff like that. And then, the alien takes on I don't know if it was like another part of the Earth or planet because it's just full of rocks. It's hard to describe some of these scenes, but I don't know. It was dead strange to me at first, but then it's like I don't know how to think of this movie. But it's quite a hard one because when the alien did leave and they helped him, they would freak out to say, I wonder if it's if he'll remember us, and then they were all like, yeah, definitely. I mean, he's an alien. He's bound to remember everybody. Like they got good memories. They're quite powerful beings. And then yeah, at the end it showed, lights coming from outside this guy's window, and then he looked and he's like, started smiling. That was kind of nice and beautiful out there because it shows that the alien remembered that you don't have to know if it's the alien or not. You could just tell because there was like lights coming there, and I thought it was gonna land again. I thought it's literally going to land and actually, you know, um, live with him or something. Or I thought the alien never spoke. Movies like that, you would think they would always talk. This alien never spoke a single word in this movie. I got to admit though, that's pretty easy. I wish I could have a role where I never spoke. like even like scenes where I just dressed up as some sort of creature I never spoke. That's the easiest. All you have to do is give that character directions and they will follow it. Literally, like that's the easiest script you could ever give someone is to not talk. The other characters they had to say something. This person, this alien had to talk. I know it's kind of heartwarming at the end there because it's like I felt like I was there helping him with the alien. It was kind of nice to be honest, but again, with this type of movie, it's more of a drama. It's more of like, I can see why it's a comedy, but there was nothing funny in it. There'll be people that watch it, but if I enjoyed that movie because it made me laugh a bit because of the reactions. There's nothing funny in that movie, and it looks like some movie that should be funny. Very disappointing for whoever made that movie to not make it very humorous. And it's an hour and 30 minutes long. It didn't feel like it. It felt that show that there wasn't much to talk about. Literally, the scenes in it felt repetitive most of the time. But I gotta say, it's kind of a nice family movie. It felt like a family type. Excuse me, voice was quiet there. It felt like a family type movie where it's just up and an alien comes up. It was blue by not green. You should have been really, to be honest. And then the alien sit around. The guy was sitting. I felt like I think he was talking about one of his kids, his son or something. He never got in contact with again. I feel like the alien, because the alien was murdered, he felt like he bonded with it in like a way it was like his own child. It was nice to actually see a little bit of that too, and it's strange for me to say about a movie like this, but it wasn't too bad. But the genre is, that's what I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying it. If you have a genre, like a comedy or action, you got to make sure it has two of those things in it. Half of everything. Like, you can't just say it's a sci-fi comedy and have only the sci-fi part in it and not have anything humorous. I never laughed one bit in that movie. But for me, because of how nice the storyline, it could have been better. Because of how nice the storyline went and towards the end part, the ratings went up a notch in that one. They made up for it, that one. So, the rating is an average movie, I gotta say, for this. They just needed to improve on a lot of things for this one to make it at least a 7 or an 8. A lot of things needed to improve. Like, they needed to be a lot more humor. A lot of it needed to have the story. They needed the dialogue a bit more to it though. It felt quite short, but it is what it is on that one. So the rating I'll give it is a 5 out of 10. I feel like they should have had a lot more going on than they originally did, but 5 out of 10 is fine. I would have made it lower if storylines weren't really that beautiful in it, especially towards the end part as well, which is kind of nice and touching. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, share with everybody subscribe and hit the bell notification bell. I'll see you in my next video.